In part 4, this part, I'm going to be discussing more things that I'm thinking about when looking at H2s. In part 5, I'm going to be discussing budgeting. What is your budget, or the right budget for that matter, for an H2? And then in part 6, I'll discuss my story. I didn't plan on doing this many episodes in this series. It's just how things have worked out. All right, with that being said, first thing I want to talk about is door panels. It's very common to see these door panels completely cracked. Totally just missing parts, crack. Just completely missing and, gone. Down here, I've seen door panels. It's pretty common for them to crack right here. Again, in this corner, up here, these pieces down here, you can wiggle it and you can see if it's loose or not. It's pretty common for these things to come loose. What I recommend is definitely, if you have a good condition door panel, just buying Resonix and doing the sound deadening, at least on the door panel, just to protect the door panel. Getting CLD back here, that's something I do. I haven't done this door panel yet, but again, it's in really good shape. It's common to actually see these pieces right here completely missing. There is a mod where people take this off and then put a piece in just to flatten it out. I've seen these cracked, super loose. When it's loose, this piece back here will come forward. All right. Roof racks. It's common to see roof racks missing. On your standard H2, there'll be 2 roof racks. As you can see up there, they come in chrome and black. They can be like $100 or so bucks. So again, bargaining chips. If you are looking at a limited edition Hummer H2, like an 06 or 07, they came with a light in the front, a third light bar, or a third roof rack with a light bar in it. This could be like $1,000. They do not come up for sale. I have seen missing skid plates, Hummer H2 skid plates. If the skid plate's missing, you can see that it says the H2 logo. If the skid plate's missing, then all likelihood the transmission protector plate is missing as well. I recommend going online and looking up a really bad Hummer H2 to get an idea of what I've been talking about. I actually came across one last night. It looked like it had been picked off a World War II battlefield. Everything that I discussed, you could see on this H2. The guy selling the H2, he wanted $12K for a 2003 H2. The paint was totally faded. It was like a burgundy H2. The rear was quarter panels, totally rusted out. The whole undercarriage was rusted out. Rock bars rusted out. Literally, there'll be rock bars, guys, that you can touch. Like literally, you put your finger on it and boom, a rust hole will appear. So absolutely insane. The rear license plate bracket was so jacked up. This is broken. There was actually a wire hanging. Absolutely insane. Totally just jacked up. So look at a jacked up H2 and you'll be like, oh my God, that guy on YouTube, Yellow Blue H2, he wasn't joking. This H2 is totally jacked. Head unit, and I did discuss that, but I want in a prior video. But again, you've got the 6-disc CD changer. We have maybe a navigational unit. Maybe there's a third-party option. There are sometimes screens. People do Tesla screens. Now, back here, I've got behind this, I do have or on the headrest, I have the DVD player. The DVD player is located inside here. So sometimes people take the DVD player out. It's pretty large. I took mine out because it wasn't working, and I prefer it being out because you have a lot more room in there. They put like pistols in there, or just use it for, just to have more storage. So if you do want that DVD player in the headrest, you definitely want to check inside the cover to make sure it's in there. Now I've seen these ripped too. This is actually normally wheat. I spray painted this, but there's a cloth version where it doesn't have this, you know, like holder. I've seen that ripped, so that's something I'm looking out for. Again, these are missing. These can be jacked up. These little fins can be gone. What else? Yeah. What else do I have for you guys? Rip in the driver's seat. It's pretty common on the driver's seat for it to be ripped. Let me go show you guys what my rip looks like. Now, it's not the biggest deal in the world if it is ripped, because you can go out and I'm going to reupholster these next year. So it's not the biggest deal, but you can see this is ripped. I've seen these ripped all the way across. I've seen people duct tape them. I really don't like seeing duct tape, because to me that shows that the owners, it's kind of tacky. I don't want to hop in my car and there's duct tape. So it definitely is a turn off. Because when I see these little things, guys, like somebody uses duct tape here, that's a quick fix. And that, to me, that shows, hey, they're doing quick fixes all over the vehicle. Yeah, you either do it right or you do it wrong, and you know, putting duct tape over that's wrong. These buttons, sometimes you'll see these buttons missing. I remember seeing this one missing a lot. What else do I have for you guys? Some of the H2s actually have backup cameras. I believe it started in 2006. Speaker accessories. I've seen some people, they add like extra set of speakers. The stock setup is 9 speakers, 2 in the rear, 2 on the back seat. You got the 2 tweeters, 2 in the door, so that's 8. And then there's a big subwoofer. Most people don't know that there's a big subwoofer. It's located back there. So if you do have like a custom machine or whatever, you do have a subwoofer in here. But you know, now these Bose systems, they're plug and play. So some people unplug these and put in you know, higher quality. So it's, again, that's just something to keep in mind. It's definitely going to be hard to spot if you don't know what a stock system sounds like, but definitely something to keep in mind, because people just keep the, you know, the Bose logo, but it's actually a different speaker behind there. Engine bay, external transmission cooler. It's also referred to as an external oil cooler. That's something I look for. To me, that says a lot. If I see an H2 with that on there, I know the owner is focused on taking care of their H2. And that shows to me that they've likely done a lot of other work on their H2, preventative maintenance. So that's good to see that on there. I've actually never seen one on an H2 when I've been searching for one. You know, underneath the vehicle, if you do have it on the racks, you can take a look at the torque converter. Sometimes there's a date on those torque converters. You get an idea of potentially if the transmission was replaced. The stock pans on the H2, the stock transmission pans are sealed. They do not have a drain. So if you saw a drain plug on the transmission, in all likelihood they were working on the transmission at some point, or they rebuilt the transmission. What else? Yeah, torque converter. Torque converter does have a clutch pack. So again, just something to keep in mind. Headers, take a look down at those headers. I've seen those bolts. Your headers are down there. Now I've got AFE headers, blue. Originally they were blue, I think Felpro bolts, but broken header bolts, it's pretty common. Take a look out for a leaking radiator. My radiator on this H2 was originally leaking. So again, but bring a seasoned mechanic to look at the engine when you're looking at an H2. Time on market, that is also a concern on mine. If I'm looking at an H2 and I see that it's been on the market for years, it's kind of like a red flag for me. It's like, nobody wants this H2. What's wrong with it? I don't like the fact that it's been sitting. You know, just a vehicle sitting can be bad for the vehicle. Just oil and sludge just sitting there. It's not good. You know, a big pro tip is that, let me close some of these doors, is that when it comes to, you know, the H2, and you're searching for an H2, you want to ask someone who actually owns the H2, someone who can give you real advice. And this is one of the mistakes that I made actually when I was, in the market for an H2, is that when you're looking for an H2, oh, this is so comfortable. Oh my God. When you're looking for an H2 and you talk to someone who doesn't know anything about the H2, in all likelihood, you're going to get a negative response. You talk to someone like me, you're going to get a realistic response, a positive response. I'm going to tell you how incredible these vehicles are. I'm going to tell you the positives, the negatives. I'm going to tell you about the catch-up maintenance. I'm going to tell you about, what to look out for. So that's a big one, guys, especially if you're in the market for your first H2. That was a big thing when I bought this H2. I started asking around, and I got negative response after negative response. Don't buy, don't buy, don't buy, don't buy. I bought one. Now, mind you, before I started uploading these videos to my channel, there really wasn't any information on these trucks. And I found out how incredible these vehicles are. Okay. In regards to my channel, guys, I want you guys to know that I have about a 98% positive, I think it's 97.8 positive feedback on my channel. So you should feel confident that other people believe in my content as well. Everything that I've done to this H2, I've done the more or less restored. I have restored the engine power, headers, radiator, external transmission cooler, coil packs, DTC codes, rear main seal. I rebuilt my own transmission. I've done 4 U-joints, de-rusted, powder coated the frame, installed approximately 300 square feet of CLD on the interior of the vehicle, upgraded the lights to LED, discovered 25 plus water leaks, several water leaks I'm confident that nobody had known about before. I discovered. I'm likely one of the first people to ever sound deaden the rear bumper. So when it comes to like someone that's touched the H2 and worked on their H2, I'm pretty confident that I can point you guys in the right direction. So there's a couple points when it comes to buying an H2. First people are curious, and then it goes from like curiosity to you become interested, and then you become serious at some point. And when you become serious, I would say that is when you're at the 50-50 percent. Like you're like, oh wow, I'm really considering buying a Hummer H2. If you're at that point, I would say you got to go for it. Let me tell you, you will be a lot happier after you purchase one of these vehicles. You're owning it, you're driving it. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. It's going to bring a lot of joy and a lot of fun to your life. I recommend going online and looking at old brochures. You can learn a lot just from going and looking at old brochures. And I'll see you in part 5.